Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's Keshwani, Keshwani. I have been solving math problems for GMAT out of this book here, the GMAT Review, the official guide. If you do not own this book already, purchase one immediately. You will find it at mba.com. The problem that I'm about to solve is the one that you will find on page number 180, problem solving number 203. Let's take a look at it. It says, in a certain bakery, there are 6 employees, and the annual salary that it pays annual salaries of 14,000 to 2 of the employees. All right, so 2 of them get 14. 16 to 1, and 17,000 to each of the 3 remaining employees. All right. What is the question asking? The average annual salary of these employees is close. They're simply looking for the average of the 6 numbers. This is crying out loud. Well, let's do it then. They're simply looking for the average, and of course, you could sit there and do it like a freak, like a geek, where you add up all of these numbers and divide by 6 if you want to do that, but that will take you too long. And not only it will take you too long, but you're missing the point of the exam. The point of the exam is not to show them how big of a geek you are, how big of a nerd you are, how big of a freak you are. That is not what the test is designed to figure out. They're not trying to winnow out. And again, the word is winnow out, W-I-N-N-O-W, winnow out. Look it up and learn it properly. It means to separate the desired from the undesired. The test is not designed to winnow out the geeks and the freaks from the rest of the population. The test is designed to winnow out the people who can think logically, people who can think systematically, logically, and efficiently, which is the important part. Efficiently meaning in a quick manner. That's what it is. So I'm not going to actually do it the long way. Just think logically. Here's what it is. Let's pretend that this guy, instead of being 16,000, let's pretend that he's 14,000. If that were the case, it is not. If that were the case, what would have been the average of these 6 numbers? I hope that you're able to see right away that the average of these 6 numbers in that case would have been simply 14 plus 17 divided by 2. In other words, we take the extra 3,000 from this guy and distribute among 2 people. So we take away, since he's got 3,000 more, we take away 1.5 from this guy and give it to this guy. So the average is 15.5. That's it. Similarly, we take 1.5 from this guy and give it to this guy. When I take a 1, in other words, the average is simply what I'm doing here is 14 plus 17 divided by 2 would have been the average. The average of these 2 numbers, the average of those 2 numbers, the average of these 2 numbers is just 15.5. That would have been the case had this number been 14 instead of 16. So we already know that in that scenario, the average would have been 15.5. I'm going to make a note here on the side. 15.5. But the point is, it is not 14. It is actually 16. It is actually 16. Had it been 14, as I explained just now, the average would have been 15.5. But it is 16. We got $2 extra $1,000 to be divided among 6 people. So if I have $2 extra $1,000, $2,000 extra dollars, and if I divide it among 6 people, that's approximately $300 each. That's all. Approximately, because 1,800 divided by 6 would have been $300. So it's basically 15,500 plus another 300 is approximately 15,800. But if you were to go to some teacher there and if you ask them how to solve this question and they tell you to sit there and add up all of these numbers and divide by 6, if that's what they're telling you, add them all up and divide by 6, they're not teaching you anything new. Everybody knows how to figure out the average. That is not the bloody point of the question. That is not why the question is on the exam, to see if you know how to figure out the average. They take it for granted, the people who write the exam, the folks who give you the exam, they are called GMAT, the Graduate Management Admission Council. You will find at the very bottom of this book here. If you pick up this book, at the very bottom in the very fine print, it tells you from the Graduate Management Admission Council. The people who give you the exam, the GMAT, they are not giving you this question to see if you know how to figure out the average. They take it for granted that you know how to figure out the average. What they are trying to see is if you can think quickly enough so that you don't have to do this bloody thing. This takes too long. This is what you do. So I'm going to quickly recapitulate what I just did here. What I said is, let me start from the very beginning, from scratch. Had this number instead of 16, had it been 14, the average would have been the average of these two numbers, which is 15 and a half. I don't have to do anything to figure that part out. I won't even waste my time to figure out this part, 14 plus 17 divided by 2. You shouldn't have to do all that. It's just 3 more. So how do I distribute 3 among 2 people? Take away 1.5 from this guy and give it to this guy. So it becomes, instead of 14, it becomes 15 and a half. So the average would have been $15,500. But the point is, this number is not 14. It is in fact 16. It is in fact 16. It is 2 more than we needed. So how do I distribute another $2,000? Well, among 6 people, if I were to divide another $2,000 among 6 people, everybody gets another about $300. That's all, because 1,800 divided by 6 is 300. So everybody gets another $300. So it comes out to be 15,800. I shouldn't put down the equal sign. That is not right. It's not equal to it. It is approximately equal to it. Because 1,800 divided by 6 is 300. So that's what it is. That's the answer. The answer choice is C. The answer is C. That's all it is. Listen, if you wish to hire me for personal private tutoring, face-to-face personal private tutoring, I'm located in Connecticut. Or if you wish to buy my DVDs in which I show you the solutions to all the math problems, there are about 400 of them in this book. There are 250 problem-solving questions and 150 data sufficiency questions. Or down the road, maybe a few months down the road, I don't know when you're going to take your actual exam, but down the road, if you wish to purchase the book that I'm in the process of putting together, a solution manuals of all the questions in a book form. In any of this scenario, if you wish to get hold of me, go to my website at www.prep4gmat.com. prep4gmat.com and send me an email. All right? Thank you. And post some comments. Send me some comments about this particular video. Tell me what you thought about this particular way of solution solving, which is what it is. You have to find some quick and dirty way of solving a problem as opposed to doing the classical way, the nerdy way. All right? Thank you.